Well, it's time once again to check in when it comes to weather with Nebraska Extension Ag climatologist and Market Journal chief meteorologist Eric Hunt. Well, Eric, we got the snow plus the Arctic blast that no one wanted. As we move ahead, can we expect some maybe warmer days ahead?
Well, thanks, Bryce. Yes, we do have some warmer conditions coming next week. Though being locked in a deep freeze would have been warmer than it was being outside Nebraska for most of last weekend. Speaking of the recent cold, with this polar vortex stretching, we had our second coldest 10-day period on record for January 8th through 17th. For most of the state, just slightly above that in eastern Nebraska. We get very, very cold for a lot of the western and central U.S. with this most recent cold snap. The good news, though, is we will be warming up this week. So cold Saturday, still kind of chilly on Sunday, but definitely moderating temperatures, getting probably into the upper 20s for most of the state, probably a little bit above that in western Nebraska. Will be relatively breezy, so it's not going to be a very pleasant day. As we head in the week, I think we're generally going to see our temperatures kind of right around freezing or still a little above during the day and a little bit below it at night. Colder in western Nebraska. But we're going to see high pressure kind of anchored here over the southeastern United States with some return flow, bringing warm, moist air back into our region of the country, which is good news, but we're going over a lot of deep snowpack, and that's going to lead to a lot of clouds, potentially some fog and freezing drizzle. That's not the official forecast right now, but I would pay attention to it, particularly in eastern Nebraska. And temperatures will be just kind of generally not much diurnal range between day and night. We will have some chances for light rain and light snow across the state Monday night into Tuesday. And then a stronger storm will be pushing from Texas into Illinois later in the week. Right now, it looks like eastern Nebraska will be on the western edge of that for some chances of light rain or light snow. 8 to 14-day outlook from the CPC is showing above normal temperatures. Again, I think we will definitely be much warmer going through the end of the month, but I think that'll be mostly at the expense of overnight lows. I think our daytime high temperatures will be just kind of right around average to slightly above average in the 30s. Definitely expecting some wetter than average conditions for most of the eastern two-thirds of the United States, including the eastern half of Nebraska, as we head toward the end of the month. Again, but I don't think we're looking at any really significant precipitation events, so I don't think we're looking at any more 1-foot snows anywhere in the state, thankfully. The good news on the drought monitors, we did see a little bit more improvement this week into parts of Burton and Washington counties, going from D2 to D1. And as I mentioned last week, we no longer have any D4 in the state, and that's the first time since July of 2022. Precipitation, almost the entire state got some moisture. The heaviest precipitation was from about Columbus over to Omaha, where we had the heavier snow last Thursday night into Friday. We did have some snow out in the Panhandle earlier this week. They did kind of miss out on some of the bigger snows that we had in the central and eastern part of the state late last week. Snowfall in the last, say, 12 days has been heaviest in the eastern part of the state. A bit more recently out here in the Panhandle, southwest Nebraska, Ogallala down to Imperial. I'm sorry you've missed out on most of the recent snowfall. You don't know how lucky you are. But with the snow cover, we have had soil temperatures generally staying above freezing in southeastern Nebraska and kind of right around it. Now, this is under grass cover, not bare soil. Where we've had less snowpack, soil temperatures are colder in western Nebraska. Soil moisture, generally speaking, is still kind of slowly improving across the state, with the exception of the southwest and southern part of the Panhandle. Current snow cover, again, we have about a foot on the ground in a lot of eastern Nebraska, 6 to 10 inches in parts of central Nebraska, and less amounts in western Nebraska. And some upcoming events, we have the South Central Water Conference in Holdridge and 2 soil health conferences, one in West Point, one in Hastings, late February and March. Thanks. Back to you, Bryce.